Steph.Xstitch channel. My name's Stephanie and this is my channel Steph.Xstitch. This is a channel that's all about cross stitching. I am pretty much an Ada stitcher and I will stitch a range of full coverage, non-full coverage, stamped kits, and apart from doing regular like WIP updates, I'll also be starting to add things like unboxing videos, especially for the stamped kits, just because I find that there's not a lot of that here that I found anyway on Flosstube. So if you are a returning viewer, then thank you for coming back to watch my progress, and if you are new, then I hope you will stick around and find something that you enjoy watching, you know, come together. So this is my attempt at doing a weekly WIP update. I've been finding that every 2 weeks sometimes I have more stitching than others, and sometimes it's very, you know, very long videos. I was hoping to have a little bit more stitching than what I'm going to be showing today, but this past week has been a bit of an up and down one, but I thought that I would come along just because I have 2 finishes to share, and obviously if I leave it too long then I'm going to forget that I've probably not shared them. So the first one I will share, this has been, if you are a regular viewer then you will have seen this one already a little while ago when it got finished, and this one now is fully finished. I got my frame. So this one is Flosstube. So this is a picture of me and my boyfriend that I turned into a cross stitch pattern via Pictopat, and I stitched this on 14 count Ada, and it had 150 colours, and this was done back before I realised that, you know, bigger is better for detail and things like that. So obviously when you are up close, those colours can be a little bit unusual looking, but pull it back and it does look really good. So yeah, I managed to find my frame, and obviously it was a really bargain price at £3. So if you're in the UK and you need a square frame, then this one I got from B&M, so you might be able to find, because I know Amazon were, I think the cheapest one I come across as a, you know, as this kind of size was probably somewhere between 12 and 18 pounds and things like that. And then obviously so yeah, this was a really good find, and what I'll do, being as the sticker's still on the back, just in case that is of interest, I will zoom that in just in case you know, anyone does actually need a square frame, because you know, they're not the easiest frames to find, are they? So yeah, so that is my fully finished now. It got finished, I don't have my notes on me, but it got finished a little while back, and the poor thing's just been kind of like rested against one of my big plushies, and obviously I didn't want it to get damaged, and I'm really glad that I found my frame. So yeah, that is now up on my wall. So you might see that I've had a little bit of a rearrange behind me, just because I had to move this one to put this one over there. There is a space, as you probably can see, and that is because this next one goes there. So since I made my last video, and also I don't know if I did say at the beginning, but this is Flosstube number 12 for me. So in Flosstube 11, since I've made 11, this is one of the projects that took a lot of my time, and that's where most of my stitching has gone this past week, because obviously I wanted to get this finished. So this is, I'm just calling it Sunflowers. So it's a 11 count printed kit, stamped kit from MNLS Precision, and the stitching was done just in a 2-strand full cross rather than the 3-strand full cross that they recommend, just because I wanted to see what the you know, the outcome would be with 2 strands, just because 2 strands is easier. Obviously if I can zoom in a little bit and it's clear, like on the darker colours, especially on the middle of the sunflowers, I think you can see a little bit of the white shining through, but on most of the flowers and things like that, I just think that the coverage is still really good. So yeah, so I'd highly recommend, if you do stamp kits, maybe consider trying one with 2 strands full cross just to see how it comes out, because I'm really happy with this, and I would probably try that again on a lot of my other 11 count kits. So the hoop obviously wasn't part of the kit, that's just one I had lying around, and I just thought that it was perfect because it just about fitted in and everything. And then what I've done is I have tried to make my own hoop back for hoop butt, I think they're called, hoop butts, hoop back, something. Yeah, so I tried to make my own for this one. So that is just a piece of cardboard that I cut out in a circular shape. Obviously I had to, you know, kind of cut around a little bit because it just took a little while to kind of get it to clip in. But yeah, so that is now nice and secure, and that is where that goes. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it from back here, but we will try. Yeah, I did. So yeah, so that's why there was a gap there. So as we are heading into a new month, I decided that I'm going to change up a little bit how I have my current WIPs, because if you are someone who watches regularly, you know that I have quite a lot of full coverage, and I also do have that selection of non-full coverage. And I've just been finding lately that I'm trying to work on a lot of things, and I think maybe I'm trying to work on everything in a short space of time, and it's just feeling like I'm not getting anything worked on. So what I've decided to do for this month, for August, I have basically taken out anything that's seasonal, so anything Halloween, anything Christmas. That obviously includes the recent stitch alongs I've been taking part in. I have put those away for the right seasons, and then what I have done is I have narrowed my full coverages down to a limited amount to work on. So basically I have my birthday stitch. I'm starting a new, or I have started a new Stitch is So Beautiful pattern, which I will be using for their monthly challenge. So instead of my regular angelic, which I've been doing, I'm going to pop that to one side for the next few weeks and take you know, this one forward. And then I have allowed myself one more start during August, which I will show you in a little while. And then I have 2 other full coverage WIPs that are a bit more perhaps summery, like a bit more colourful, so I'm gonna keep those ones out. And then everything else in my working on kind of this month, most of it then is just non-full coverage, just because I'd like to get some of those worked on, a little bit more progress. And I think in total I will have 12 projects. So I've kind of done an estimate that if, you know, I'm going to do a spin the wheel as well. So basically I'm estimating that each one should have at least 2 days for the month worked on, if not more. So obviously I should be able to get a nice little amount done on a few of those. So the kit that I'm allowing myself to start sometime during August, which hasn't already been started, is going to be a stamped one, and this one is called Lavender Girl, and it's a 9 count one, which is a big reason why I wanted to start it, because I'm curious how a 9 count one will look. I've not done 9 count, I've only done really 11 count as a stamped, and you will see in a, I'm not sure if it's going to be up by the time this goes live, but there's going to be an unboxing video, which is one from a company called Steph.Xstitch, and that is part of the unboxing. So if you've seen this one first, then you've seen a little sneak peek of that. And yeah, so I do give a more detailed, you know, unboxing and review of that item, plus some more on that video. So yeah, so what I have stitched on since I saw you last. Obviously it isn't very much because it was only a week ago when I did my last update. As I said, the sunflowers there, that took up a lot of my time because I wanted to get that finished. I did have 2 non-stitchy days. One was my mum's birthday, so yeah, with her not being here this year, I just felt like I wanted to have a day where I didn't really do anything kind of hobby related, and just kind of like let myself deal with that. So other than that, I have worked on only 3 projects, which, as I said, is very, very small for me, but 2 of those are new starts, so yeah, I'm gonna count those like 1's finished, 2 new starts. So I'll do my stamp kit first. So they will be crinkled because with them being a small amount, I've not taken them out of my regular containers. So you know, what are they called? Words. Yeah, where I keep them, holders. It's so early and I'm just words. Okay, anyway, so this is my sunflower anime girl, and this is a stamped kit. I don't think I've done a lot on this one since I showed it last, but I have worked on it this week, so I will show it. There is loads of hanging thread just because I'm just going with it. So I think if I turn it around, it's because it's always easier with stamped ones. I think when I showed it on my last one, I might have done these 2 sections here, and then obviously I haven't cut that yet because I only did it last night. So what I've done is I've gone back up into the top and obviously need to fill that one in. But yeah, I've just been basically going trying to do block by block on that now. So yeah, you can see where I've done her eye first just to kind of make sure it was going to be clear enough, and then I went up a block and did that one, and then I don't know, I think I prefer that to that, so I might go back just to doing the blocks. We shall see. So that's all of it together. So I did, as I said, I only touched this one last night, so I haven't got a lot of stitches on that. So I will pack away once I finish the video, so I won't make you have to listen to lots and lots of crinkling. But yeah, so, and then these 2 are my new starts, so I will share this one first because there's less progress on it. So this one is Twilight Stroll. It is artwork by Kim Leo and it's charted by Stitch Is So Beautiful, and as I said, this is going to be my challenge piece when that goes live on Facebook. So this is on a 18 count Ada, and I'm working this 2/1 full cross on with CXC threads, and it's a very small start. So at the moment it is at 213 stitches out of 126,000, and it is 0.17% complete. So just a bit of sky so far, which I haven't even finished filling in the block, which is why there's hanging threads. So yeah, so just a very small start on that so far this time. So that was yesterday, and sorry for the crinkle. And then I have my birthday start. So this one is Mini Summer Nights. Artwork is by Hannah Lynn. I think she might be known as Hannah Lynn Disney on there, but the artist herself is just called Hannah Lynn. And it is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and this is the mini version. So I'm stitching this on 15 count Ada, just because I had a really big piece that I found in a charity shop, and I decided to try something a little bit different for this full coverage. And I am stitching this as tent stitch, which again is something different, and I am doing it, let me think, so this is 4 strands and it's tent stitch, so it's half cross, so it's just 4 strands with the 1/2 of the cross, not the full cross. And I started in the top left and I have done 982 stitches, and that is out of 79,300, and I'm currently at 1.24%. So that is obviously the top corner, and as I said, it's 4 strands half cross, but I don't think that you can honestly tell. And then I wanted to come across a little bit, so obviously all of this is going to be the moon section. So yeah, so that's what I have so far. Obviously, as I said, this is 15 count Ada, so it's a really huge piece. I think it's bigger than what I need it to be, but we will see. But what I'm going to do with this, just because it is so big, the material, I am going to try to do my what am I doing? I'm doing a 20, so I'm doing like a 2 row block. So what I'll do is I'll carry on going all the way along the whole of the pattern, just because then if I have got excess material, which I think I'm going to have, then obviously with this one being as it's bigger, I probably will cut it down a little bit. So yeah, so that's what I have so far, and I'm really pleased with that. I'm not, as I've mentioned in numerous videos, I'm not someone who enjoys tent stitch at all usually, but I've been doing it for the stamped kits, and I found it quite fun. I have tried it on the 18 count and I'm not enjoying it, so I'm wondering whether it's just going to be the larger count Adas, so like, you know, 9 count, 11 count, 40, as I said, this is 15, so it's basically 14. So yeah, so it could just be that maybe perhaps if I do full coverage on 14 count, I could maybe try it as 10, so that's quite interesting to find that out. So yeah, so we'll see how that one goes. So that's, as I said, that's my birthday stitch. Being as I'm mentioning my birthday stitch, I am doing a stitch along, start along kind of thing, and it is basically, if you want to join in, all you have to do is stitch on a project that has green in it. Now that can, you know, be something that you still have in your stash that you have as a WIP and you just want to do some work on it. Or you can use that as an excuse to start a new one. I don't have a hashtag over on Instagram, just because I'm not really sure now if hashtags are searchable the way they used to be, and I don't think they work as well in my experience anyway. But if you want to join in and you'd like to you know, let me see your progress, then just tag me at Steph.Xstitch, and then obviously I will be able to find your posts. So I'm looking forward to seeing people's projects and seeing what they come up with for that one. So yeah, so that is that. So if you wanted to join in and start a new project for August, then you have that as an excuse. So yeah, so as I mentioned, I have one more start that I'm allowing myself, which is the one I've showed. And what I am basically doing is all of my WIPs that I've picked out for August, which I think, like I said, is about 12. I've made a new spin the wheel just for this month, and my idea is to spin twice, and then obviously I have 2 different projects, and then when those 2 are worked on, spin it again. So my first one that I've just spun this morning, before I've done this, is one that I call Catnap. So that is, it's a pattern by, artwork by Anne Mortimer, and my version is by World of Cross Stitch magazine, and you can also now purchase a new version of this one, this artwork at least. I want to say it is Pain-Free Crafts, but I know that I've also seen it on Stitches So Beautiful, so there could actually be multiple companies that chart Anne Mortimer's artwork. So what I will do is I won't link a particular brand, because like I said, I've just discovered that there's more than one company that does it. So I haven't worked on this very much at all in 2025, so this has been, I think it's because it's full coverage but it's a paper pattern, and I'm so used to doing my full coverages on Pattern Keeper that obviously it would be really difficult. So this is what I have on it so far, before obviously any stitching's been done, just because I know I haven't shared this for a while, so I thought I'd pop it up. So the paper clip is all of the stitching on the first page of the pattern, and then there's like a half page on another page, half page on another magazine page. So that's what I have so far. That's on a 14 count Ada, and I think it's all of the colourful colours from the pattern. So that's going to be my first one that I am stitching on. And then my second one, did I stitch it? I'm not sure if I did spin it twice actually. No, I think I just spun it once so far today. But yeah, I think, like I said, I think I probably will do it. So usually I maybe spin it twice and see what I get basically. So yeah, so I will plan for August to drop a new weekly update on a Saturday. Every Saturday drop a weekly WIP update, and then obviously I'll probably go back then to my regular like 2-week one. I'm going to just basically see how this kind of rotation works for me, and I'm really hoping that, you know, I'll feel like I'm making some progress on. I think it's more the non-full coverage that I want to feel like I'm making progress on, rather than the full coverage, just because the more full coverage as I start, the less everything's getting touched. So then yeah, so we'll see how it works. So yeah, but a little bit of it, I mean, it's not as short as I thought it was going to be. It's still a little bit of a longer video, but so yeah, so this is that's what I've stitched in the last week, and obviously, like I said, I'm going to spin the wheel every day, so there will hopefully be a different range of projects, and I shall see you in a week. And like I said, I do have some unboxing videos which will just randomly be dropping as they kind of get edited. And also you can see from the thumbnail thing that I'm trying a little bit of a different style. I'd love to know if you have any comments on how you, if you're a full coverage stitcher, how you kind of get yours organised, and you you know, feel like you're touching everything, because I'm either touching the same projects or I'm not getting very much done on any of them. So I'm just curious on how other people do them, and also if you do have any comments on the way that I'm doing my thumbnails, and I'd love to know, because I'm still new, and even though I'm 12 Flosstubes in, I'm still trying to learn what I like and what's going to work with all of the algorithms and all of that kind of thing. So yeah, I'd love to know what anyone's tips and thoughts and opinions are and all that kind of stuff. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who does send me comments on my videos. I am trying to get better at responding to them, but I do read them, and I do try to acknowledge that they've been looked at as much as I can with a little heart or something. So yeah, so thank you for all of the comments and likes and everything. So yeah, so I'll see you all in a week for some more WIPs, and we shall see what I get stitched. So happy stitching everyone, and have a lovely weekend, and thank you for watching. Bye.